Happy holidays! We are the Betts, and we are on the cover of this December's Parents issue. Make sure you grab a copy.
Grab a copy online or at your nearest major outlet.
You want to go, honey?
Okay. All right. On one Friday night, we met at a dinner party. And on that party, my band was playing for the event. And I happened to see a beautiful, beautiful lady walking in. And, you know, I couldn't stop. I mean, I was naturally attracted. So I was like, who's this lady? So when I asked her around, I found out that she was a guest singer at that dinner party. I didn't even know she sings, but she was stunning, and I just had a natural attraction to her. And yeah, that's when we met. But we became good friends after that.
All right.
Is that right, baby?
That's right.
Yeah. Is that the same version of your story?
Well, yeah, because, you were playing with a bunch of other guys. I don't remember the rest of the guys. Shout out to them. But I remember you wearing a similar hat at this gig that I was playing at. And we played together for the first time at this gig. And that's the first time I ever saw him. Nice. I like it. What's not to love about Richard? I don't know. I love Richard for his calm demeanor, his selflessness. I love the way he loves me and our children. I love the way he's kind to other people. I don't know if that's a hot thing, but that's really hot for me because, the way he treats people, strangers or long-term friends, he's just really pure and kind to people. I love that he's God-fearing, and I love that I could never be bored around him. Something about him and his energy. Because I have very little time, I'll stop there, about the things I love about Richard, but the list goes on and on. I love you, honey.
So much pressure.
Yeah.
But what do I love about her? First of all, she's beautiful. She's just, stunning. I just love how she looks, and I can't get enough of her. So I love how kind her heart is. I love how she treats other people as well. And the more I got to know her, I was just taken by surprise how she's pure at heart. She's pure at heart. She's kind. She's humble, very humble. She's talented, and she's a great wife. She's a great mom. So I love all those things about her.
Can I go first? Don't take too much advice, when it comes to marriage. I think that's number one for me. Too many podcasts, too many relatives and in-laws that people want to, speak on it. But I believe marriage is divine design, and none is like the other. So I'm just a couple of years in to give that kind of advice. But I think the one thing you can take away is focus on your partner. Focus on your partner. That's it.
I completely agree. I think, like she said, number one would be what matters most is between the two of you as a couple. The moment you allow other people to get into your marriage, it stops becoming, your marriage. It becomes your relationship with other people. So I would say number one starts with you as a couple. And whatever you decide to do together, and you guys, and both of you have agreed, then I think that's the most important thing. Then I think the advice I would give is to the men. And I would say, love your woman as hard as you can right now and not tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is today is the tomorrow we were waiting for. So don't wait for tomorrow to love your woman, because you want to get that love back. And this is the time. And plus, that's the happiest thing you can do is actually to give the love, because you'll get it back, and that's just how beautiful it can become.
Oh. Oh, it is. First of all, shout out to all the moms and wives and sisters-in-law and all these other people. This is a time you get to show off your culinary skills, whether you're doing it for your kids or you're going to be with the in-laws. But it's also a time to reflect. For me, ever since I was a kid, Christmas is a time to reflect, take stock. It's not really the commercial aspect of what people have designed Christmas to be these days. For me, and it's a culture we love in our family, just to take stock of the year that was and the coming year. Especially December happens to be my birthday month and my engagement anniversary month and our wedding anniversary month. Yeah. So yeah, I pull out the dress and see whether it still fits. It doesn't really, but yeah. Yeah, so it's reflection, family, and just planning for the next year.
December is special, like she said. December is very special because it's our anniversary. Now we're going to half a decade.
Woo!
So it's also her birthday month. So the dates are very close to each other. I don't combine them, but yes, I know that this month is very special for us. I think as we go towards Christmas, this is, as we have grown up, has always been the month where people gather with loved ones. People travel or just stay indoors, but spend more quality time with your loved ones, with your kids, with your grandparents, and the extended family. So for us, it also means that we get to spend more time together. And nothing beats family time. Nothing is as special as family time. And the more time we spend together, the closer we get. And so it's special for us because we're gonna be celebrating our anniversary, but also spending quality time with our family. All right, so I'll go. First of all, I was shocked the first time she went on her knees, and this happened because I wasn't expecting it. But when I was introducing her to my parents, and before they said anything, before she said anything, she found herself on her knees. She went down on her knees, and everyone was just like, whoa, what just happened? So I think it wasn't much of a surprise when you think about it because of the culture and how she was raised. And that is when we got to really see that in action. But because we were not comfortable, we were not used to it, it took us by surprise. But honestly, I love it. I really love it when she does it. But I don't want her to do that, because I love her regardless of her culture, regardless of how she was raised, and I really don't want her to get on her knees. If anything, I would do it, but I love her. I love how she's still in touch with her culture, because it just shows how diverse we are, and it just shows how she was raised and the respect she carries on to our family and our merged families, and it's also unique in that way, and that's how we want to keep it also with our daughters. And so we are making sure we teach them also cultures on both sides, mine and hers.
First of all, whenever this comes up, people ask me this all the time. It almost sounds as if I collapsed. No, I'm okay. I'm very conscious of what I just did. I come from a very rich culture and a history of very strong women. And the definition changes country by country, tribe by tribe, different things that, and value systems, For me, that's the only thing I knew, and that's how I would address people that I respect. And for us, respect is earned. So it was automatic. I would naturally feel that I need to come down. And if you study the actual reason behind it, you'd take away now the way people sensationalize, you can't remember this, da, da, da. And I think just like any other stereotype, it's until you experience one individual and then you get to see, oh, okay, that's not the general feeling of it. But that's how we addressed our mothers. That's how we addressed my father, my late father. And men don't kneel. Young boys do, and when they become men, they don't. And growing up in different places, we carried that along with us, and we took so much pride in it, knowing this is something of my culture. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I do have friends who ask me, okay, so what's that like? And I'm like, well, that's what I know. The same way you probably shake your father's hand or stand over him. It's innate. It's something that happens subconsciously. To answer your second question, a lot of it is just fiction. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. There's a lot of things that we see and ideas of what Ugandan women are supposedly submissive. And you see, most of these things are cultured, and you must desire to create that kind of identity for yourself. I'm sure there are things in Kikuyu culture or Luo culture that Luos or Kikuyus or Kalenjin don't subscribe to. So there are things I look at and I'm just like, well, that's not true, but we'll go with it. We also don't share all our trade secrets with everyone. So yeah, maybe the more we interact, the more we date outside of our communities, the more we marry outside of our communities, the more we travel, it enables us to experience other people and learn that individual. For us, I look at him as Richard and he sees me as me. So the expectations are there, like, oh, Uganda, blah, blah, blah. It's something I wanted to do, to kneel, if I choose to greet in that way. It's a choice. It's a choice. So not all of it is something we want to carry as a label. So maybe get to know me more, when you meet a Kenyan, know them. Understand who this person as an individual is. When you meet a South African, a Tanzanian, interact with them on an individual basis. Discover more about where they're from and why they do what they do. But some of it is drama.
Well, but the advice I would give parents from the experience that we have, we're first-time parents, we've never been there. We only remember our parents the way they raised us. But from the experience that I've learned as a father, I've realized how important it is to be close to your child. Know your children, be friends to them. Then you don't have to subscribe to culture, the stereotypes that we grew up in, on how you talk or approach your father and mother, or how do you talk to your children. Life is short. Life is short enough. So the best you can be is be the best parent you can ever be to your child. So that's what I'm doing right now. I want to be the best dad ever to my daughters, to our daughters. I want to be the super dad they will remember, So I think to all parents, be friends to your kids and make the best memories as you can, because when they're small and they grow up, you'll miss the small them until they grow up. Yeah.
Wow, love it. First of all, I'll just put it out there. He is the cooler parent. The girls adore him. The only superhero they know. They don't believe in these other ones. So I think even as we parent, we must remember that other than raising them, they're raising us. There's a lot of things I'm learning through their eyes, given their relationship with him. I do not know a dad like this. The dad that I know was a strict father. He was a stern father. What do you need? Are you done? So when I see how he's doing that, I think my advice would be allow yourself to create a setup that allows you to be vulnerable, even if you may not recognize the parent your spouse is becoming or the parent you're becoming. And just because we're here today doesn't mean that the way you were raised is the way. right? Your experience is the experience. You can dismantle those things, and you can also communicate with your partner on what, like, be intentional about it, like word for word. This is the kind of kids I'm trying to raise. This is the kind of parent I would like you to be. What kind of parent would you like me to be? And then take away the pressure of it all, and remember that, you know, nobody has it together. Even our parents, now that we look back, we're looking at how they raised us, and we're thinking, wow, they were just young people. And, you know, they were trying to do the best that they can. So pick elements that work. Don't carry the burdens of your parents. Don't try to correct things through your children. And just shower love on them. A friend of mine told me her father never says, I love you. Like, you say, I love you, you say, okay. All right. You know, maybe it's something you would desire to cultivate in your family. You can do that. Lastly, I think I'd like to say that there's a lot of pressure around how to parent, what to do, what not to do. Create your culture, create your vibe in your family that suits you, and remember that there's no such thing as the wrong way to do it. Of course, there's the do's and don'ts, generally speaking, but don't be too hard on yourself. We only have one shot to do this thing. So be encouraged, and the kids will turn out just fine.